that. That was insane.
Okay, so I'll start again. So I've recently, through my reflection of what it is I want to do in my new career, I came up through different type of development approach. One being what I call expert-based, which is university, books, where we mostly get information and then we decide what we do with that information. Then there's the self-based development approach, which is us self-reflecting, meditation, just using what we know right now. And my perspective on that is that we have our thought going around in our head, but it's very hard to expand. And then the third type is what I call partner-based approach, which is kind of coaching, facilitation, conversation, where it's all about the person learning, but they're not on their own. They have this partner, whether it's a coach, a facilitator, somebody who can sort of walks along with them rather than give them advice. So that's my three perspective on development approach. But I think with the online topic, I think there's a limitation to different type of learning, whether they're online, whether they're having a conversation with somebody or on your own. And that's where the question came from. So yes, going back to the question, I think the important point is to start with what it is we want to learn, and then looking at what's the best way to learn that or to develop that.
Okay. So to Christelle, what you were saying is that the first question that came to mind for me was really determining what as we are looking at the type of topics to learn online, what is our learning style? So you kind of were saying that as you were going through kind of that ideology that you hold, but it's really kind of starting there. Am I a visual learner? Am I, or a combination, but really understanding what your learning style is and then going from there. Because the beautiful thing about online learning is there is learning for every type of learning style. So I just wanted to kind of leave that question, and as well as for the group as well. It's really figuring out what it is that you need, right? Who you are, and then you absolutely will find what you need online. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree. And I think like everything, there's always different factors to look at when you make a decision. Yes, your style of learning is important. The topic is important. What you have available to you at the moment is important. I mean, there are topics, if you want to become an engineer, for example, well, it's going to be hard to do it just on your own. It's really going to be hard to become an engineer just online. You need something else. So it's a combination of factors to look at, and looking for something that include most of those factors.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And to Christelle's point, it's a perfect, that's why sometimes it's just conversational, right? Organically, because the next piece would really be, with the timing, right? That's another variable that you want to look at. So, okay, what type of learner am I? Kind of figure out what that looks like. What type of topic really resonates with me? And then there's a whole lot of other variables, but in the time, for example, I have a 5-minute podcast called Life Questions and Lessons. The reason why it's 5 minutes is because I like to get to the juice. So a lot of times we look at things as like we go all the way to the goal, but it's really going, okay, how much time, not how can I find the time, how much time do I want to dedicate to X? So in this case, X is online learning class or an online learning class, right? How much time do I want to dedicate, and really be able to trust yourself that 15 minutes is efficient, or that 5 minutes is efficient, because it's like we're kind of in our own way. And I know this is my work and my world, so if it sounds a little, but it's true. It's like the questions that we really need to be asking ourselves are really, they start inside. What do I want? What am I honestly going to be able to commit to? what topics interest me, even if it doesn't have anything to do with your job. It's like your curiosity is going to be embraced and you're going to go exactly to where you're meant to be anyway. So that would really be my piece of guidance, to just start with what you want. Go inside, not necessarily just, oh, what's the topic? Well, why am I interested in that topic? Right. So I could ramble on and on with questions, but that's what I was getting ready to say.